谁为爱世人愿捨身？這禮物化作活存的心靈，幸福是接受和活出這禮物的真諦，教我學習愛到痛時就如遇見主。人一生最如緊，豔陽縱使多耀眼，如若沒愛，彷彿天空阻隔了光線的障紋。請潔淨我心眼，長留着愛的恩泉，清澈璀璨。
在21世纪的今天，没有人亲眼见过耶稣。为了把耶稣形象以雕塑的形式呈现在人眼前，他在工作室里日复一日埋头苦干。
I've done more faces of Jesus probably than any other person alive, sculptor alive. I want to represent Jesus in a way that Jesus himself would want to be represented. And you know what? Jesus himself, he wouldn't care about the perfect abs. He wouldn't care about the perfect ringlets of hair. He would care about his message being spoken through artwork.
他利用陶泥和雕刻刀，加上洞察力和创意，造成雕像的雏形。经过制模、铜铸、装嵌、打磨的漫长过程， Tim Schmalz 凭借毅力，令一些难以用文字表达的真理，立体地树立在世上，让世世代代的人看得见。Tim Schmalz 是一位来自加拿大安省圣基吉市的雕刻家，从事雕刻工作已有25年，其中最为人熟悉的作品就是这件。
And as you can see here, what we discussed about the face, I just have an eye and just a little bit of a nose piercing through there, keeping it very much open to the viewer's interpretation of what Jesus is. And I think that with me and my own spirituality, it's not the same Jesus that it was when I was 19. And what I love about this is that it invites people to question who's Jesus, what's Jesus in your life, right? And so I love it. I love the sculpture.
无家可归的耶稣是 Tim 的一次经历所启发。有一次 Tim 在多伦多街道上看到一个露宿者躺在长凳上，这影像在他脑海里挥之不去。他一点也看不到这露宿者的样貌，但他看到眼前这个人，就好像看到耶稣基督一样。
I come back here to St. Jacob's, I'm still thinking about that person I saw and thinking that I saw Jesus. And I thought what I have to do is I have to use my artwork so other people can see the sacredness of life. And when they see one of the least of our brothers, that they will also encourage them to see Jesus like I naturally did that day. And so I created this sculpture.
无家可归的耶稣雕像，如果不仔细看，你根本不可能察觉这个盖着被子的人就是耶稣。唯一的线索就是他脚上的钉孔，这是 Tim 的刻意设计。
In Matthew 25, Jesus says, he presents the idea, and then they ask, when did we see you hungry? When did we see you thirsty? When did we see you with no clothes? When did we visit you in prison? And then Jesus says, whenever you've done that to the least of my brothers, you've done that to me. And so that's the punch in the whole thing. That's a eureka moment. And same with this. So you approach it and then you learn. And so this is a very nice reminder that when we see the least of our brothers, that we should see Jesus. And it's interesting because this is how Jesus wants us to think about him.
一般人看雕塑往往把它当成一件艺术品，但 Tim 就觉得雕塑除了可供人观赏，还有其他功能。 如果你有看过《无家可归的耶稣》，你就会发觉你可以坐在耶稣旁边，默默地默想祈祷。
So I actually created a little area that one can sit. I like to say they can sit a little bit uncomfortably, but it's almost like a different type of pew right here. And I was actually in Washington, D.C., where I probably had the greatest compliment on this sculpture, because it's right downtown Washington, D.C., and a homeless person came up to me and he said, "This right here is my place of prayer." And it is a unique place of prayer, I have to admit. But it's very, very real, the experience of having a life-size person. And it's showing that art isn't necessarily an ornament. Art isn't necessarily always something in a gallery where, or under a glass case or something you actually just keep in a little gallery and close it. This is on the city streets here. This is, in a sense, preaching. Even when no one's looking at it and it's in the background, it's still silently making its message clear.
无家可归的耶稣雕像由2013年开始摆放在多伦多，现在在美加多个城市，爱尔兰、西班牙、印度、梵蒂冈都可以看到。对 Tim 来说，摆放在安省滑铁卢的雕像具有重大意义。
To have this sculpture here so close to my hometown in Waterloo, where you have people from all over the world coming, studying, and then from Waterloo they're going elsewhere around the world. This is a massive tech area. University of Laurier right here, University of Waterloo up the street. And to have this silent figure eternally sleeping on this bench, haunting in a sense, isn't it? Snow all around. It makes you empathize with the people that have no home in this weather that are going to be outside. And so it's a very, very silent preacher, but sometimes that's the more powerful.
无家可归的耶稣所得到的评价大多数是正面的，也有一些人认为是贬低了耶稣。Tim 就是要挑战大家，在不同人身上看见耶稣基督的临在。
Whenever I see a comment that says Jesus should not be represented like that, Jesus should be helping people, not looking like one that needs help. That's an exercise that that's a lesson they are getting right there, a visual lesson. Because if you cannot see Jesus within the homeless people, then how can you see him in the church, in a sense? And I think that's one of the most powerful messages, that if you can't see Jesus in the least of our brothers, then you're not really truly seeing him, right?
创作了无家可归的耶稣后，Tim 还创作另一个描述露宿者的雕像，名字叫 When I Was Naked， 当我赤身裸体时。雕像名字也来自圣经。Tim 花了很长时间去构思，当他在罗马时，从当地的露宿者身上找到灵感。
I've been thinking about how to do When I Was Naked for years. It's so difficult because it's just going to look like a nude person, right? And then when I was in Rome, homeless people in Rome were using cardboard for their bedding. If it rained, they would make a tent over it, and they would use it as a separation between them and the city. And I realized now how to do it, just instantly when I was in Rome. When I Was Naked has to use cardboard. I have a nude figure that becomes naked because he's trying with a piece of cardboard to hide himself from being exposed to the world. And it is such a powerful piece.
对 Tim 来说，他创作这些有关受苦人的雕像，切实反映这个时代的状况。教宗方济各定2016年为慈悲喜年， Tim 希望这系列雕像能够在该年结束后，继续唤醒世人关注慈悲。
At the time now, where in the world you have so many misplaced people and you have so much horror going on. And I think that it's just all for a reason. I think that this is the year of mercy in a sense that it is absolutely needed today, this very time, more than ever before. We have We have more technology. I just got a new iPhone, and with the technologies around us, we are so sophisticated. But then when you think about all the people that are out there suffering, that are essentially naked, that are hungry, that are strangers, and the responsibility is an awesome responsibility that all Christians have. And if my sculptures being placed in city centers can remind people that every year should be the year of mercy, because that's essentially what God wants.
Tim 是一名虔诚的天主教徒，信仰是他生活的中心，因此他创作的大部分雕像都围绕着他的信仰。他每天早上4点左右起床工作，目的就是要争取时间多创作。
There's very few Catholic artists out there. Most artists are doing public sculptures of metal, twisted metal, and everything like that. The amount of Christians that are devoted to doing sculpture are very, very little in today's time. And therefore, I have to do a lot of, as much as I possibly can, because there's not very many chances of it, right? For me, the essential truth of life is only found with Christianity. And I'm convinced that artwork can help and heighten people's and change people's ideas on the importance of Christianity in their life. The truth is, I would not continue to do sculpture if it wasn't for Christianity. And when you put everything you have into something, it has to be for an important thing. And Christianity provides that.
Tim 从小领起，但在17、18岁时，有一个特别经历令他对耶稣基督深信不疑。
I was suffering from, I would have to say, mental illness, 17, 18. I was seeing things. I actually believed I was hearing the devil. And I was crazy. It was like a schizophrenia or something. I would hear voices, and the voices were horrible. They were, it was a different language that was essentially like the devil was insulting me. And this went on for month after month. I couldn't read, I couldn't go to school. And nothing seemed to help. I started to look up mental illness, what should I do? I remember I started to pray. And I started praying to God, this big God, and still nothing happened. But the moment I started praying to Jesus Christ, everything changed in my life. It was gone instantly. 6, 7 months of this, but the moment I prayed, and I'm talking like 3 minutes into a repetitious prayer to Jesus, everything was healed instantly. When an experience like that happens to you, you can never be anything but a Christian.
当时的 Tim 已开始创作雕塑，那时作品大部分围绕抽象主题。他的皈依令他反思自己创作方向，于是开始参考一些艺术大师作品，例如米开安基罗、贝尼尼等，发现这些艺术大师的作品大部分都以基督宗教作为主题，令他恍然大悟。
I saw these great masterpieces in history, and I said, you cannot take what they're sculpting, what they're painting out of it. It's a part of it. It's fused in. I think the greatest artworks in the world are ones that talk about God and spirituality and the most important things in life. Look at Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel, the creation of man. Imagine if it was Picnic on France. No one would care. It wouldn't be great, right? And so I realized that just like a human life, you need a great subject matter to have a great life. It's the same with artwork. And so that's why I find the ideas that are the most precious and the most important to human existence, and that is God and the mysteries of God and the truth of God and revealing it through actual artwork.
当我参观 Tim 工作室时，最令我印象深刻的是音响一直播放圣经，他一边听，一边用陶泥塑造雕像的雏形。 他希望更多的人能了解圣经。
This sculpture is going to be Jesus washing Peter's feet. But Peter's not here. You're going to be sitting down beside it. And so what it's taking is the idea of Jesus washing, in a sense, everyone's feet, right? This is a piece I just started at Easter. This is really interesting. Because for years, I thought of Jesus saying, love one another as I have loved you. And so what I'm going to be doing is having Jesus coming to a world of people that are showing love towards each other. And it's a very difficult idea to do. And so I'm working on that. And you can see I'm adding Jesus here. And I don't know if I'll change it, but this is very experimental. Every single Holy Week, I start thinking of a new representation of Jesus that's never been done before. And sometimes it comes up, and sometimes I throw the clay back in the bucket and start over again. But you have to, I think, be very, very much not concerned about the time it takes to do the piece.
我很欣赏 Tim 的创作精神，不甘被传统束缚，不断寻找新的表现手法，重新发现天主教会里的各种宝藏。
I consider myself almost an advertisement body for the Catholic Church and the Christian Church at large. Is I'm the one that presents the next commercial. But these commercials are not 2 minutes. They're forever because the bronze, it lasts forever. So you have to be very sensitive of what you do and what you put out there because it's going to be forever, right?
除了圣经之外，教会的众多圣人都给了 Tim 很多创作灵感。就像圣类斯蒙福这位热爱圣母和玫瑰经的圣人 ，Tim 构思的雕塑令人刮目一新。
A saint here who had a devotion to the rosary. So instead of doing a small little rosary in his hand, that's about this big, this rosary becomes huge and it comes over and then angels are holding up the beads, right? And so that's a very exciting way of showing something very traditional, right? But this, I've seen this thousands and thousands of times. Yeah. But to see her coming out of a rosary with angels around, people will look at that. People will pass by this. So you can have the traditional element within a sculpture, and this is St. Montfort here, and to have that relationship and to show the power of it is going to be more than just this. Because what I don't like with statues is a statue just standing like this. Yeah. Right? This is capturing people's excitement. And this is more emotional, right? And I do believe that when this sculpture is done and then outside, people will look at it. Whereas the problem with this, because people see this so many times, it becomes invisible. This people will look at because it's so much drama, so much action in it. And it's also new.
跟 Tim 聊天时才发觉，原来他曾想加入耶稣会做神父。虽然现在他已经结婚了，也有了自己的孩子，但是透过创作雕塑，自己的祈祷生活依然丰富。我们一般教友会拿着玫瑰念主祈祷，但对 Tim 来说，一边构思，一边把泥块逐块贴上去，这就是他的祈祷。
Just finished up the Stations of the Cross, and I'm working on these Stations of the Cross. In a sense, this is a form of praying. And I get it in the imagination. What did Pilate look like? What would Jesus do on his second fall? And his third fall, what would Jesus do? And I thought this is like jumping in to prayer in a sense. And it's likewise with some of these pieces here. It's like, how would Jesus hug someone? And then you think about that. When I create this rosary here, I'll be like, how does Mary look here? And how would, and in a sense, it's what I do is a very unique kind of way of praying in a sense. There has to be so many different ways of glorifying God. And so mine is one. And it's absolutely all-consuming at times. But I love it, you know?
大家看到 Tim 非常热衷创作跟基督宗教有关的雕塑，其实还有其他作品。在访问那天，他带领我们去看他创作的一个大型纪念碑——滑铁卢式的加拿大军人纪念碑。
So if you can see over here, These are all soldiers, sailors, and Air Force that died coming down to heaven to present an old veteran to the viewer. And the idea was that all of the wars that Canada ever fought in, all the soldiers are coming down to heaven to present the veteran who is presenting the poppy to the viewer. So it's a pretty epic piece. It's the only piece in Canada that has all wars that Canada ever fought in one sculpture.
加拿大军人纪念碑高15尺，长23尺，刻有150个军人。军人的装束和外貌都是按照 Tim 收集回来照片而塑成的。对他而说，重要的是把灵性的元素渗入到作品之中。
Very rarely do you have any public work that suggests a heaven. I do a lot of public sculptures around the world, and this one is a kind of example of how, even if I do a public sculpture, I like to bring spirituality into it. By doing the secular, it brings my Christian stuff out to a new audience that really wouldn't see it. If they love this, and then they look at the author of it, and they look at most of my work, they'll think, oh, this is cool too. Works like this, because, well, look at where it is. It's right out in the middle of the public, and people become curious. And so I think it's important not to completely remove yourself from the secular artwork when you have an opportunity, because it can lead to more important and more profound things, right?
作为艺术家，最大的挑战是以不同角度启发人思考，以及寻找不同的创作灵感。Tim 虽然创作很多不同的雕塑作品，他并不担心自己的灵感会枯竭，他更希望一直创造雕塑直到80-90岁。
I've been doing sculpture for so long, and I can still come up with something that excites me and other people so much. And it doesn't say that much about my skill. It says a lot about the subject matter. The subject matter is so awesome that 2,000 years later, you can still create amazing artwork from it. And me, 20 years obsessively sculpting, I feel that I haven't even started doing all I can to glorify God with artwork, because it's endless.
Tim 希望在未来的创作中能令人对圣经有更多反思，尤其是一些耶稣亲口说过但令人觉得难以接受的教导。他认为不论那些信息有多么难以接受，只要是真理，他就有义务去令更多人明白。
There's a hunger for those hardcore messages of the Bible to be celebrated. It's very difficult to hear words that Jesus says, sell everything you own and give it to the poor if you want to be perfect. It's very difficult to hear those. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to take a black marker and mark out everything that we find difficult in the Bible. You know, forgive someone that offends you. How many times? Oh, let's lower that number. Let's cross out. We cannot custom make the Gospels to fit our world. Nor can we do it with the sculpture. There's so many representations of Jesus out in the world today that people don't realize that the cross, you know, so many times he looks perfect on the cross, perfect body, perfect peaceful look on his face. But really it's an instrument of torture. And the Son of Man, the God, to go on to humiliate himself like that is a big thing that people forget, because it's always there. It's like the coin that's been used so many times. People never, do you ever look at what's on that coin? No. Oh, that's the Queen. Oh yeah, right? But it's the same with, I think, Christian artwork. It's so out there, the cross, the Mary, that it becomes invisible. And so to bring forward Christianity with new artwork, I think is the reason why it is needed and wanted so much, is because there's a hunger for the truth of Christianity.
在认识 Tim 之前，我的印象中，一般的宗教雕塑只出现在雄伟的圣堂或博物馆里，从没想到有人会创造一些可以放在大街小巷、融入人群中的宗教雕塑。这些雕塑刻意把源于天主的真善美展现给路人， 让人有机会察觉、领会和思考来自福音的信息，实在很值得欣赏。希望未来 Tim 能有更多作品展现在世界不同的地方，让更多人能接触由他一手塑造的耶穌基督。
一個團體能夠維繫60年，當中必然經歷過唔少挑戰同埋艱難嘅歲月。
我諗最困難嘅時候呢，就係有一段時間我哋冇神父，
因為近時呢，我哋係由每一間聖堂又搬去第二間聖堂，係借住人哋地方呢，係好似成日走難咁樣。咁而家係終於有自己地方啊，係好開心。
呢一個星期嘅愛常傳，帶大家睇下屋太華嘅聖神天主堂點樣慶祝佢哋嘅60週年。
睇完呢一集愛常傳，歡迎大家打我哋嘅熱線電話嚟分享一下你嘅感受或者故事，同時亦請收聽我哋逢星期六嘅電台節目愛生命。要購買天主教書籍同信仰靈修禮品，請嚟我哋嘅生命恩泉書社參觀選購。我哋下星期同樣時間再見，天主保佑。